Just how slow are 0% AI on the F1 24 game? And can we beat them from a lap down whilst driving with a keyboard? And so with that we go to 5 red lights here at the Red Bull Ring, and the entire grid is going to be underway. But we are simply just going to take a moment to relax, you know, just psych ourselves up for this challenge coming up, which for the first time I'm doing on a keyboard, obviously, as I said in the intro, because in previous F1 games when we've done the lap down challenge versus 0% AI, I've always used a controller. Obviously, usually I actually play day to day on a steering wheel, but for these kind of casual challenges, I like to usually use a controller. This year, I'm using a keyboard because, well, at the time of recording, July 2024, on F1 24, the AI, they've got this problem where they get in an ERS and DRS train. So I think they're going to slow themselves up even more so than they usually would, being, you know, 0% lemmings of drivers. So I reckon we could actually still do this and maybe go for the race win on a keyboard. 80 laps around Austria. It is a short lap though, so technically we're giving ourselves less kilometers to actually unlap ourselves and then chase after P1. But this is, I think, where we originally started doing these challenges, a lap down versus 0% AI. So I thought we'd bring it back. Obviously, we're in the Red Bull, Verstappen's Red Bull, at the Red Bull Ring, and we're going to get ready to go, because any minute now, the last car's through, and we are off, and we can start to drive now. One lap down, as you can see on the top left, and this is the first phase of this race. This is about, well, first of all, getting used to keyboard driving, because this is indeed my first time driving F1 24 on a keyboard. Now, to be honest, previous F1 games, I actually fancy myself as a pretty good keyboard driver, but with this new handling model, oh my god, the front end is so pointy. Even on a keyboard, it's so pointy. Unbelievable. Right, we've already made a couple of overtakes to unlap ourselves. These guys have gone very, very slow. I remember this from last year on F1 23. The 0% AI genuinely seem even slower, because I don't remember catching them this quickly, like back on like F1 2021, let's say. But from last year, they are, yeah, pretty slow. They are shockingly slow, and you can still see on the minimap there is a few instances of training going on. The only problem on this year's game now with using a keyboard is I won't be able to manage the ERS as well as you would like to on F1 24, because I just don't know what the buttons are, and that's too much work for two hands trying to simultaneously use the arrow keys, the W for DRS, the space bar for accelerate, and control for brake. On top of that, I just don't even want to try and use the buttons for going to non-ERS, etc. So all I've got is medium and overtake mode, which pretty much is the same as what it was on F1 23. But of course, we would be gaining a bit of an advantage if we could use the non-ERS to harvest more. But it is what it is. But do we really need it? Do we really need it? Because lap 2 here, and I'm not being funny, but we're already overtaking and unlapping ourselves up to P4, 3. Oh, look at this. I'm still not too bad on the keyboard, you know. You know what? If you told me I had to do a career mode on a keyboard, like a 10 race career mode, let's say, I actually would fancy myself being alright, you know, because we come through, we've set the fast up the Grand Prix, it's a 110, and we have unlapped ourselves, excuse the corner cutting, obviously keyboard driving, not very accurate, but we've now unlapped ourselves, so this is now where the hard graft begins. We've got a whole minute and 2 seconds to catch up now before we start making our actual first overtake in this race for P19. And let me tell you, already my right hand is cramping up. Thank God F1 gaming is mostly on controller and more so on a steering wheel, because if I actually had to play a game that was mouse and keyboard, like consistently daily for my content, I would be getting arthritis. I'd be getting Deca arthritis, because right now my hands are already cramping. It's only been 2 laps. I'm locking in. We've set another purple. We are flying around here. Although I will say, kind of like on a wheel, when you start to really push the limits, the handling does start to become a little bit odd. Even on keyboard, the handling's feeling a little bit more terrible as I push on. What's Sergeant on now? 45 seconds. Oh, slow down. Good. Oh, lovely, Apex. Lovely. Right, at this rate, what, like 10 seconds a lap? We'll catch Sergeant in what? 4 laps? I actually literally think we're going to catch him in 4. This might be a piss take. Hang on a minute. Don't tell me I'm about to unlap everyone in like less than 10 laps. This would be ridiculous. Oh, look at the training going on in the minimap there, by the way. Did you see that? I should not be able to drive this well on keyboard, and yet here we are. Oh, look at that. Oh, exquisite. I bet I'm driving better on keyboard than some people play on controller or wheel. I actually think if they did F1 Esports Keyboard Edition, I could be a considerable candidate. Okay, we didn't gain as much there. We gained about maybe only about 8 seconds on that lap, so we need to kind of lock in a bit more if we want to actually catch Sergeant at the same rate of knots. ERS is a problem for us. Look at that yellow bar. This is not good. Not having none ERS is really hurting me because I'm unable to harvest. And now, did you see that? The rear end locked a bit in that last right-hander. Oh, it's only a yellow. Oh, we're losing a bit of pace. To be fair, the tyres might just be going off, to be honest. All right, it was a yellow middle sector, but we have cooked them in the first and last sector. Beautiful Apex there. 28 seconds ahead. We're gaining. You've got to make a pit stop, remember, though. So, we probably actually, you know what? Should I go long? Should I go long and go onto softs?
Car ahead by 28.5 seconds.
That was not as good of a corner. Mark, can you please shut up there? You distracted me a little bit into that corner. I'm not going to lie, Chief. Right. I'm trying to think. Do I go long and then go on softs, or should I pit in early and go onto hards? Because the hard tyre is very overpowered on the base level vanilla F1 24 game, so I'm thinking maybe the hards might be a way to go. I mean, let's see what Russell goes on to. He's on mediums now. Is he going softs or is he going hards? If he goes hard, that just sounded really wrong. Wait, hang on a minute. Russell's on mediums now. Oh, did he pit onto mediums? My engineer's telling me hards. Who am I to go against Mark, you know? I mean, obviously, if this was realistic, it would be GP, and who am I and Verstappen to go against GP's authority here? I think we go to the hard tyres. Let's actually pit now, because the undercut is very good on F1 24, even more so than any other previous F1 game. So let's pit now onto hards and try and catch a few people, because so far I think Russell and Alonso are the only 2 that have pit right now. So let's try and get ahead of the curve. Oh, that's a lot of understeer. Oh my god, that's a lot of no! Okay, with the tyre where I fear my pace on the keyboard is being undone a bit. We need fresh tyres. Okay, Stroll's pitting. Let's pit now. Gonna go on to hards. To be honest, even if I wanted to change the strategy, I'm not confident in finding the right buttons to do so. So let's just slow this down. Oh, turning. Yes. Okay, good. Thank God. I thought I sped there in the pit lane for a sec. Right. Onwards. 2.3. Oh, great stop, boys. Great stop. Right, on to hards. Magnussen, 24 seconds ahead of us, you know. Oh, no, actually, maybe a little bit less. Right, here we go. Oh, great Apex. We're locking in here. This is a good... Oh, purple again. Love a good purple. We are cooking once again on the keyboard. Oh, we're good. 2 purples. This is what we like to see. I think... Oh, I can see a car. Oh, yes! Cars! Joe Guan Yu and Ricardo. Come on, boys. 2.7. 8 laps to go. Can I overtake the entire grid in 8 laps? Based off the start of the race, I think we can. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We need to still concentrate. We need to bang in these purple sectors whilst we overtake cars and try and nail apexes. Very much not like that. We missed that apex. Can we hit the next one? Probably not, because we're going to have to go around the outside of Joe Guan Yu. We still nail the apex. We go from right to left. We're up to P18. Oh, come on. This is it. Oh, Hulkenberg, get out the way, man! Get out the way! Slowpoke. You're lucky there's no damage. I would have taken you out. All right, we've overtaken a few cars in the pits. We're up to P13, come on. Bit of ERS use. How have I not got DRS on Magnussen? I'll never know here. Right, come on. Oh, no. Even with DRS, the 0% AI can out-drag me, but it's fine. Under braking, we've got it. Oh, P12. Let's go. Come on. This is looking good. This is looking... Oh, look how slow they are. They actually are unbelievably slow. I honestly feel like they look and are slower when you can see them. That's a bit of a weird thing to say, but I genuinely don't... They don't feel like they're this slow when I'm trying to catch them and unlap myself. But when we're, like, here racing them, they genuinely are, like... They're just like a pedestrian on the left lane of a motorway. Like, what's going on? Right, on the inside. Oh, beauty. Double overtake on Stroll and Sainz into the final corner. Russell, Leclerc, open DRS. Perez soon as well. To be honest, this is just Perez's actual pace versus Verstappen in real life as we are now up to P4. Oh, come on. I'm not being funny, but we're lap 12. We've got 6 laps to go, and I'm P4, and 3 and 2 are just ahead of me. Lando's a bit down the road, but we're going to make the dive on Hamilton. We're up to... Oh, okay. This is going to be ridiculous. I'm so glad I decided to do this version of this challenge on this year's game on a keyboard. Can you imagine if you gave me a controller? I would have been probably winning the race by about lap 8. Or so, it would have been before the pit stops. Genuinely, it would have been before the pit stops. And this is what I mean by... Yeah, I think on this year's game, it's a combo of... I actually legit, looking at how slow these guys are going in these corners, I think the 0% AI is as slow as it ever has been. And with, like, the ERS training and the DRS training, they're even slower because they're giving each other dirty air. And maybe I'm actually even quicker on the keyboard in this year's game because the handling model is very forgiving and is, well, just the turn is ridiculous, and the turning was always the problem on the keyboard, if you remember. Like, the understeer on keyboard was always ridiculous, but now it's very sharp. It's very, very on point. And there we go. It took 13 laps. Not even that. 12 and a half laps, if you think about it, of the Austrian Grand Prix, and we've gone from a lap down to winning the race on a keyboard. Let me just say that again. On a keyboard. A clickety-clackety keyboard that you can literally hear me using right now in the video. Unbelievable. 0% AI. You're cooked on this game. Absolutely cooked. And maybe I'm just a driving god on the keyboard. Maybe this is that as well. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. How slow are you, my G? How slow are you? Sergeant 0% AI is absolutely in the mud. He's washed. He was a lap ahead of me. I'm now a lap ahead of him. Unbelievable stuff as we come through the final few corners to take victory here at the Austrian Grand Prix from a lap down.
Yeah, our tyres were holding on really well. It was actually really enjoyable to drive.
I'm sure it was, Max. I'm sure it was, because everyone we were driving against were window lickers. But that has been then the lap down challenge versus 0% AI. Be sure to hit the like button if you did enjoy it. Let me know in the comments below what other challenges you want to see me do versus 0% AI, or just in general on the F1 24 game. If you're on your round here, then do get subscribed for weekly Formula 1 content. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.